Welcome back to the Vertu YouTube channel. Now don't yawn because it's a Volvo. Gone are the days where they do those really long estate cars that were driven by your granddad. I washed one once and the roof was a nightmare. But no, it's now considered the smarter choice to have a Volvo. The executive choice, whatever that means. Can we call it prestige? Perhaps not, or maybe we're pretty close. But anyway, this is the Volvo XC40, the smaller SUV, which means I think we can say that Volvo have made their cars cooler. Well, maybe. We're about to find out. Stick with me and we'll see what it's like. First of all, we judge with our eyes. I've said that before. Let's talk about the looks of it. Right, a lot of people say the XC40 is a really nice looking car, and I agree. However, it's quite understated. They haven't done anything particularly exciting. I think the grille's really nice, no cheap plastic anywhere. That's all sort of a chrome effect. I love the black and white combo, and then when I say that, that is a theme. We've got the black roof bars, we've got the black mirrors there, we've got a bit of air intake, but very understated. I was looking for all the fanciness, but it really hasn't got it. LEDs, they're not matrix fancy headlights, just LEDs on this. And yeah, it's just had a little bit of a refined tweaking rather than an overhaul, which I think, you know, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. This is a nice looking car. Okay, the back end of it is nice as well. And I think that is the word, nice. Not outstanding and definitely not terrible. It's a nice looking car. Volvo stuck with these sort of rear lights sort of curving round. I think that's the way you tell it's a Volvo. Oh, and yeah, it's got Volvo written on it as well. But again, no frills or spills, just a very nice back end. Right, inside, because it's really cold. But anyway, let's talk about the inside of the XC40. Exactly as I imagined, really, really nice. Now, let's talk about trims. There is a core entry-level trim, and then there is a plus model, which we're in here, and then there's ultimate. But no, this is the plus. And it means it's very, very nice. But do not be worried if you get a core, because you still get lots of stuff. So with the core, you still get a driver's digital display. You also get dual zone climate control. You get wireless charging, and you do get cruise control. With this Plus model, you get heated front and rear seats, which I'm making the use of today, believe you me. You get a remote tailgate, and you also get a 360 camera. Now with Ultimate, you get Harman Kardon sound system, and you also get an adapted cruise control as well. So there is a little bit of a synopsis of the trim, so make sure you get the right one for you. Okay, but what about this Plus model that we're in here? Well, they've done it very nicely. Let's do a little hard plastic test. Lots of squidge, a little bit here, but it's matte. It's more of a matte plastic. Are we okay with matte plastic? I don't know. Stop knocking on it. Right, okay, there's lots of squidge here as well. I've got speakers coming out here. I've got a little bit of an effect here. It's not chrome, it's not carbon. I don't know what it is. It's just a pattern, but it makes it look nice. And all of these are a little bit, got a little sort of gloss effect on it, which I do worry about marking. But they seem okay, actually. They don't seem like they're marking with my fingerprints, etc. I'm trying to, but it's not doing it, so that's all good. Infotainment system, right, okay. Volvo have gone a little bit different. They've gone more vertical, iPad-y, when you turn it that way. It's not the big screen that you have in your VWs and whatnot. And that is split opinion, is what I can see online. What do I think about it? I prefer maybe the sort of more TV screen-like. When playing with it, though, it seems absolutely fine. I've got myself on YouTube there. Whoa! Don't need to hear me twice. Right, okay. It's actually quite easy to use. A lot of people say it's a little bit fiddly, but I disagree. I think it's actually quite easy to use. With this, though, the good thing about this, we've got Google Maps in there as well, and you can actually sign in to your Google accounts and add your apps on there for you. And it's really, once you do that, it takes a little bit of time. It feels like your car. It's really customized. You've got all your apps on there, and you've got your Google Maps with all your historical journeys, so you can recognize you're going home and all that sort of stuff. So that's quite nice. I haven't got buttons for my climate control. We know that I keep harping on about this. I'd prefer buttons if I could. It is at the bottom here of the infotainment system, and thankfully it is quite easy to use. Some infotainment systems, it's a little bit distracting, but I prefer some buttons as well. The buttons I have got to demist the screen, to sort of flick to the next track when I've got me Spotify, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay available. Wired though, not wireless. I'll say no more. We like wireless though, don't we? Don't we? Lots of nods. Nod, camera. Thank you. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I'd prefer it to be wireless. Right, okay, other than that, oh, seats. Let's talk about seats. How could I forget? Right, okay, in this Plus model we have got half leather, half Alcantara, which seems the way to go for the mid-spec model. So that is absolutely lovely. We've got, obviously got the white paint job on the outside, and we've got the white stitching throughout the leather, and I think it is really, really nice. It's so comfortable, and you know what? For a smaller SUV, the ride height seems really, really good. I seem to be quite raised here. Which is excellent, and when getting into a comfortable position on this Plus model, I've got electric seats, which I'm really, really pleased about. They're super easy to use, pretty responsive as well, pretty quick, because I'm worried about electric seats. Sometimes they're really slow, but no, they're really good as well, so I'm really pleased with the seats. Okay, I'm armed with wallets and 2 bottles. Look, Vertu colours. Anyway, let's have a little look at the storage in here. Right, first of all, I need something else, because this door bin is huge. Fits bottles. Oh, it fits a bottle in there. It's actually not wide enough to fit another bottle in, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's so long. Pass me laptop. Laptop. Look at that. That can go in there, no problem. I can fit more in there. Can I fit my wallet? No problem. Anything else? No, I haven't got anything else. Right, okay. Laptop, wallet, and bottle. Not room for 2 bottles, though. But that is a big, big door bin. Right, what else have we got here? Right, okay. Bottle number 1, bottle number 2. No problem. I mean, these are thin bottles, maybe. A little bit of a rattle around. They have got the little clips to keep it in place. I'm sure it'll be fine on a journey. Obviously, wallet can go in there, maybe alongside the phone charger. Okay, that's cool. We've got a little compartment here. That's big. That fits a bottle in. Brilliant. And wallet. Fantastic. And look at this. Right, we've got a little thing here. This is a bin. An actual bin. Let me take the bottle out for a second. Look, this is a removable bin. I can put all my rubbish in there, take it out, put it in the bin, put it back. Bosh. Now that I really, really like. The Scandinavians have been thinking about that, because my rubbish just ends up in the door bin, and I have to grab it all and yeah, sort of put it in the bin. Removable bin. I like that a lot. What else have I got through here? I've got a glove box. Let's see how big the glove box is. Not the biggest. You know, it's not the biggest. I mean, that bottle will go in there, but usually I can get 2, and I don't think I'm getting... Oh, I've got 2 in there. Sorry, Volvo, I judged you too early. Not the biggest, but it's big enough for 2 bottles. And there's a monster door bin over there. So Volvo, you really impressed me with this bin. Back seats. Okay, very, very important when it's talking about SUVs. Right, okay, first of all, that is my driving position. And I have got some room. And headroom as well. SUVs are just not disappointing when it comes to this, and Volvo no exception. And I like the little Swedish flag here, just reminding us that it's Swedish. Right, okay, what have I got back here? I've got lots of room, got speaker, got a nice little door bin. I've also got a little compartment here that we'll zoom in on. I don't really know what it's for. Maybe if you drop your keys in it, we'll sort of see. If you drop your keys, drop your phone, it sort of falls in. A bottle doesn't go in there, but it's there. I've got this little mesh pocket for, I mean, it looks like it's perfect for magazines, but who reads magazines nowadays? iPads, anything going in there, ideal. What have I got here? I've got some vents here, some fan vents, and I've got here, look, heated seats controls. Heated seat controls for the back. Love it. And I've got charging points in here, haven't I? Look at that, 2 USB-C charging points as well. Put your iPads and your phones on charge. And then what have I got here? Yes, right, okay. I've got 2 cup holders, absolutely ideal. And obviously if they're not a cup holder, they're an armrest. So I'm pretty happy. I need to see if I can get 3 adults across the back, I guess. 3 across the back. Pretty spacious, to be fair. Yeah, don't speak. Right, I was saying there's lots of room for kids, so let's put our child seat in place. And there is a lot of room there. Buckle it up, no problem there. And yeah, look at the room. Absolutely love that. And obviously that is driving position, so plenty of reach there for any stuff that's put in the storage. There's no pockets there to hang off, but there's other gadgets that you can wrap around the seat and stuff to keep them entertained. He or she will be fine. Let's talk boot space. Very important for any SUV, and it's got a big boot space. So you're probably wondering where the parcel shelf is. It's not in the garage. It's not been left in the hallway, and it's not just been thrown over there. This has a little compartment for the parcel shelf. Cut to me putting the parcel shelf in the little compartment. See? That's cool, isn't it? But this boot actually has some little bit of levels to it. So obviously you've got more room under there. There's the parcel shelf. We've got a little bit more load space. But it gets a little bit fancy. Look. See, I thought this come out. It doesn't. But you can put it there. And you can hand sort of bags off here and put bits there to stop it rattling around. You can put your shopping behind there. And then maybe like orange juice won't just float around. I don't know why orange juice, the can of drink, something like that. Is that better? We've got some tethering points. We've got 12-volt charge there, and you've got a big boot. So also, look at this. We've got a flat load space. Flat load space. Everyone. There's only 2 people here. Right, okay, really love that. 460 litres of boot space. Now, it sounds like a lot. The BMW X1 has 540 litres. Don't know, do with that what you will. But anyway, I like the boot, it's decent. Okay, and seats down, should be nice and easy. There is a little lever there, push that down, put that down, and there we go. That is flat. That is as flat as a pancake, that. Look at, I'm shocked. This is as flat as my bed. Genuinely, sorry, I know we're not rolling. That's the flattest I've ever seen in any car or SUV. Yeah? XC40. The Swedes. I reckon they have made that for IKEA, you know. 3 things that I particularly like about this XC40 when I researched them. We need catchier names for this segment.
3 things I like about this XC40 when I researched it.
Size. It really looks like a big SUV, but it's actually deceiving because it's pretty much the same size as a VW Golf. But don't worry, because so is the Evoque, so is the X1, and so is the Audi Q3. They're clever, aren't they? Look at these. These are a matte finish, an upgraded 19-inch alloy. 18s on the core trim, but this is a plus model, and I love these. Engine options. The B3 in this plus model is a 163 brake horsepower, 2-litre petrol mild hybrid engine. But you also have a B4 option with 197 brake horsepower. And then, if you go full electric, you get above 400 brake horsepower. Nice options.
3 things I like about this XC40 when I researched it.
It's time to drive the Volvo XC40, and I've just made sure that it's nice and toasty in here and the heated seat is on, because it's so cold outside. Right, okay, the Volvo XC40 is always going to be a nice drive, isn't it? And good news, this doesn't disappoint. Remember, this is the B3 163 brake horsepower, 2-litre petrol engine in this. There is no diesel option. Do not go looking for one. They do not have one. It's only got 2-litre petrol options. This is the mild hybrid system as well, helping with economy. And let's talk about economy, because you do expect Volvo for some reason to just be more economical than others. Like I said, it's the smarter choice. It gets you around about 42 miles per gallon. In the real world, it's probably going to be a little bit less, but we must trust the book when it comes to miles per gallon. So look, 2-litre petrol engine, it's not going to set records for that, I guess. So it's going to be in keeping with all the other SUVs. So you're not going to be necessarily disappointed in that. Like I mentioned, power-wise, 163 brake horsepower, which is plenty when thrashing it around on a UK country road or climbing up to motorway miles. So the 163 brake horsepower, when you do put your foot down, the automatic gearbox is very responsive. They all come fitted with the 7-speed auto gearbox, and yeah, there's no lag when you put your foot down, which is a real plus point. There is some lag in lots of other cars, and it does just get on my nerves when trying to get off a roundabout or just get off the mark in and around town. I cannot believe that the full electric version gets me around about 408 brake horsepower. I'm very eager to drive that one, but 163 in this B3 model is absolutely fine. And remember, there's a B4 model that gives you 197 brake horsepower if you're feeling a little bit fruity. Right, okay, let's talk about how I'm sat in this car. The seats are absolutely lovely, always going to be very comfortable. In terms of visibility, very pleased with that as well. I've got a huge screen here, and I'd say visibility out the back is pretty good as well. There's been a little bit of debate about that. Some people say it's not as good, but I actually really like it. I can see everything, and I'm pretty happy in terms of my ride height as well. It feels a little bit bigger than the small crossover that is around about the same size as some hatchbacks. I've talked about brake horsepower, but let's talk about how it actually handles on a UK driving road. And what I would say is, if comfort is what you want, this has it in abundance. If sportiness is what you want, go look elsewhere, because it hasn't necessarily got another driving mode to go into. This car knows exactly what it wants to do. It wants to be a family SUV. There's no sports mode that turns your dash all red, and then there's nothing that happens to the engine, and then when you put your foot down, you go flying down the road. That doesn't happen. And it gets 0 to 60 in 8.3 seconds. I think the slightly more powerful model gets to 7.6 seconds to 60 miles per hour. Again, we're not going to set records. But in terms of comfort and the way it handles a country road that I'm driving down now, it's absolutely perfect. Those wondering whether the XC40 gets a fancy all-wheel drive system, it doesn't. It comes in front-wheel drive only, so do not go careering up mountains. The XC40 is not for that. Do a school run, go down a motorway. You'll be happy as Larry. Don't go up any hills or any muddy terrain. One thing I guess could be a little bit better is the reverse camera. I'll pop it into reverse here and drive around this corner. You'll see it's a little bit floored. Can't see a great deal, not compared to some of its competitors. It's a little bit blocked, it's a little bit low. We were concerned about that when we saw the position of it. So look, it could be better. It's fine, I can see, and it does help me reverse, but I'm being a little bit pedantic. Perhaps some others have a little bit of the upper hand when it comes to the reverse camera. To summarise the drive of the XC40, I would just say it is very, very lovely. It is comfortable, it's not particularly sporty, but I do not need that. And that's what I like about what Volvo have done. They know what they're creating here. They're not creating a sports car, they've not even tried. A lot of cars nowadays, they try and be everything. They try to be the SUV family wagon, but then they also want you to whack it in sport mode and really put your foot down. This one knows exactly where it's at. And it does sit perfectly within that SUV market as almost prestige, but just a very, very nice option. The XC40 is a lovely drive. In summary, Volvo have built a fantastic small SUV slash crossover, whatever you want to call it. It's not sporty in the slightest. If you want sporty and you want fast and you want a sports mode, go to BMW, go to Mercedes, even go to the Porsche Macan. But this sits perfectly in between the Kugas and the Qashqais and those prestige models that I just mentioned. Fantastic engine options, comfortable drive, and room for all the family. The XC40 actually is quite a cool looking SUV. But don't just take my word for it. Get down to Vertu, test drive one of these and see what you think yourself. And remember, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.